Okay, welcome guys to another one of my videos. This time it's not Total War. I realise I probably got a lot of you subscribers actually for my Blood Bowl videos, and it seemed unfair to be giving what was just the Total War fans all of the content. So I've opened up Blood Bowl 2. I bought this a few months ago, and we're going to actually start off a team, play with it right from the start. We're going to do a commentary battle. I'm not sure how this is going to go. I haven't played Blood Bowl for about 2 months. And even when I have been playing, it's been very sporadic. I'm going to pick a team. I love lizard men. So let's go with lizard men. Let's call it Lizards. Dinosaurs, not lizards, because that was the famous one from Blood Bowl 1. And crunchy yet tough. Okay, cool. Pick a nice emblem. Fist's quite cool. That's pretty awesome. Jersey will be standard. That's quite cool. White tiger's quite nice. Okay, let's go white tiger. Right. We should have a home stadium, but it should not be this one. Let's call it Lorenzo's Palace, not Palance. Probably best give the P. I'm going insane. Completely forgot to say Palace. 2 seconds. Okay, turns out Palace was spelled correctly in the first place. I was going insane there. I was like, is it Palace? I'm honestly not that bad with spelling. Okay, so let's go with that. That's fine. No, I want to start for myself. Okay, I always like a Crocs. They're expensive to start off with, but I like them. Saurus Warriors. These are going to be hard to say, but let's go for a couple. So, 1, 2, 4 should be fine. Some skinks that I expect to die, with 1 in reserve. No apothecary and 2 rerolls should be fine. So, okay, 2 rerolls. It's a bit dangerous, but we're going to put ourselves at the mercy and luck at the start. Here's the glorious team. This is our team. We're going to follow every game that plays through with it. I might switch up, play some different teams, but for this one, I am going to just start here. So, there we go. So, let me go back. Let's enter. As you can see, I've already played quite a lot of the single player with it. Similar team, but let's go join our league. Multiplayer. I would like to play. CC Core Noah is doing good. He's got the Mr. Hadwork Invitational, which is cool. Good for that. Okay, let's go for the Cablevision Official League. Don't need to do it too much. No. Let's do the free ladder. I don't feel confident in myself. Okay. Turn duration 2 minutes. Good. Cool. Yeah, I think that's the one. So I just need to remember.
Let's watch some Blood Bowl.
Cool. I've completely forgotten how to enter these. There you go. It was right under there. Okay, let's start looking. So this is probably not going to go very well, but let's see what we can find. Oh, fantastic. We're already in. That's good news. So hopefully it's going to connect us up nice and easy. We're going to play this very much like I used to play Blood Bowl. The game's not changed. It's sometimes maybe a little bit too fancy for me, but the core mechanics haven't changed and the stats have changed. It's a little bit more shiny. That's my overall impression of Blood Bowl 2. It's a shiny version of Blood Bowl 1 with less teams. So, depends how much you like graphics. It's got some neat little add-ons, but honestly, the gameplay change between this and Chaos Edition is minor compared to the fact that a lot of the races in Chaos Edition I actually really like. Take, for example, the vampires are not in this one, my favourite race. Halflings, ogres, all those fantastic races that were fun to play. Goblins, God, I'm going to miss goblins. They'll all be introduced, but you'll have to pay for DLC in them, which is a bit lame. But hey, so such is life. I still played 15 quid, and I'm still glad I played 15 quid. I'm going to pause it until we find an opponent. Okay, and we're back. We are up against what looks to be some Dark Elves. He has no petty cash. Am I going to have petty cash, or is he 1,000 team? Let's have a look. My opponent is making his choice, but let's have a look at his team. Okay. Yeah, no. I don't want to concede, but feels like a team value of 1,960 seems a little bit harsh versus my team. So I am actually going to run away from that. Be right back. Okay, so we conceded, because I am not facing that team with 1,000 team. I've never come across that before, but I'm not doing that. Right, let's find ourselves a new opponent. Hopefully, in 86 seconds. Hopefully it's not going to be so outrageously different to my current team value. Honestly, a 1960 team versus 1,000, you can argue the toss about everything, but you're never going to win that. Especially with lizards versus elves. I mean, that's just cruel. That's just really cruel. So I'm going to come off cowardly and just give him the win. So our team is starting off with 1 loss, which probably seems a little bit lame. But it is what it is. Fingers crossed, the 73,979, there will be another one found shortly, so I will come back when we do. Okay, we're back in, and it looks like we're actually on a game we might just have a win and chance on. We're up against Lizard Men. They're currently team value 1,000. Well, let's have a look. 10-10. So they have, yeah, all level 1s. So they got a Crocs and maybe a bit of fan factor, but they're basically identical to us. This should basically come down to nothing. Okay, that's fine. Moving on. I feel so... That was so confusing why going up against a 1690. Let's see how this goes. And we're in, and we are against another Lizardmen team, Secret Lizard Overlords. With our own Lizard team. This is going to be bloody confusing to try and get a track of. Everything's too shiny in this game already. I'll hit escape. Here's mine. At least they're white, not red. It's a good start. Coin toss coming up. I shall receive the ball, thank you very much.
The Lizardmen have deigned to leave their temple city to play this game.
Good luck, have fun. Okay, let's have a look. So, here's all the players. It's basically an identical team. They have... tell a lie. They have 6. Yeah, 6 Saurus, and I have 4. That's not so good. But perhaps it's a chance for me to maybe get a little bit of a starting point. I have a sub ready and perhaps more rerolls. Ah, no more rerolls. Confused. Maybe I just didn't spend enough money. Or maybe, well, I guess once it all adds up, I do have an extra player. Let's see if my conservative play helps out at all. I'm going to have to probably play quite quick. I'm not going to be able to win a bash fight with this guy, since he has so many more lizards. Perhaps if I get a lucky couple of injuries, perhaps we can do something. But I guess my main target will be to try and knock out those skinks as fast as I can. He's only got 4 of them. If I knock those guys out, they aren't going to be doing much. Now, he's put a lot of characters on the line and no defense, so that's interesting, and hopefully I can use that to my advantage. So. Right. Skinks. Do the standard thing. Okay. That'll do. I don't need a mass of characters on the front lines, I just need some. As you can tell, I'm still used to the controls in Blood Bowl 2. Honestly, you spend so much of your time moving your units around that... Oh yeah, can't have two players in the wide zone. Cool. Let's move you there then, it's fine. You spread out. Well, perhaps we can keep a couple of them distracted over here. Now, I am very out of touch, unfortunately, because I haven't played Blood Bowl in so long. So, let's see what I can do. Okay, we're going to be taking out him. Yeah, I think that'll be alright. There's probably a more optimal way of doing it, but that should be fine. Okay, let's see what happens. Ooh, nice weather. Good for me. Okay, now skinks are particularly shite at, to say the least, at putting the ball down. How do I want to do this? Start off with the most reliable blocks, straight off. Cool. It's a good start. I play like an elf team for the moment, which means holding my ground for the most part. I will try to basically knock out and disable as much as I can. I kind of want to use the Crocs to try and go for his skinks, just to use that mighty blow. Starts off well enough. I don't think I was going to get too much more. Let's have a look. If Crocs ran, nah, he'd be going for it. Okay, that's fine. That's pretty much what I would expect. So let's go. Rather than go for that, let's just set up a screen. Yep. Come here. Because we don't need to really get bashing yet. I want his skinks to come maybe behind. See what they will do. I think that's a relatively safe setup right now. He's not going to blitz through anything. Okay. Chances of this failing a third. Okay, fine. Let's just charge in and... I would have liked to go for the skinks, but instead I'll go for that. Stay. And move into that. Actually, probably should have moved him down. Either way, not a big deal. Okay, let's see what can do with the ball. Yeah, this is about what I expected. We won't use a reroll for that. Okay, so an interesting start. Nothing really done to the other side. There's a good chance he'll throw out some punches. He's got obviously 2 hits on a Crocs. Although it's going to take a lot to bring that Crocs down, he can do it. Perhaps, yeah, we'll see what happens. So already I'm sort of noticing perhaps I should have moved in a skink here just to cover so he can't bring down the Crocs easy without using his own Crocs. But let's see what he does. He's getting up and moving into a sort of face-off position. That makes sense. I mean, I can't go up against a line of six Saurus and 4 of these and a Croxagore with my 4 Saurus and a Crocs. But the longer I'm just distracting these Saurus warriors with my skinks, the better. I'm just trying to make myself some space to pick up the ball. Once the ball's picked up, I can think about how I'm going to move up the field. Until then, I've just got to try and keep it nice and flexible. Yeah, ideal situation, which is not in my favour, I'll add, is to try and get the Croxagore to basically do some damage to his skinks. See, I wouldn't choose to use a Saurus to blitz here. I would actually choose to use the Crocs because A, you're going to get free dice, And B, you've got the mighty blow on the crocs. As you can see here, it's hard enough as it is to hit skunks. I'm not too concerned about that. He's got boneheads, so I don't know what he's going to do. Moving around. He's focusing in on that Croxagore. It's a good idea. But with my Crocs up and live, I can start hitting back quite hard. I can even clear some space. I can make a move towards the left-hand side. He's not using the skinks to screen me or anything yet. So we'll see how that goes. Oh, there you go. He's landed a hit. It's on a Saurus, though, and none of us have Mighty Blow, so we've got to touch wood. I shouldn't really be saying these things. He'll live to see another day. The Crocs does move up quite nicely. He does have prehensile tail, which would be a bit of an issue for these skinks. But we'll see what happens. Other than that, I can probably do a little bit of damage and hold them off here. A couple of skinks and such. The only other way I would try to address is perhaps try and do some pushing. If I can get some pushes off the edge, that would be nice, but maybe a bit pessimistic. Sorry, a bit optimistic. He's not got anyone in the lines yet. Although he's moving his skinks into the lines, which is nice of him. Okay. Now, the good thing about skinks is they're fast, so as soon as I've tied up all the Saurus over here, I can probably actually start moving it elsewhere. We won't try and dodge out these skinks yet. Let's just try and get what we can.
Do you miss the old days of playing the NAF ball?
A lot more rules and limits. You couldn't just walk into a crowd.
Now, none of his characters are actually going to try and get to me, so I'll actually borrow this guy. I'd be very surprised if one of the Saurus actually picks up the ball or even breaks free, to be honest. So I'm feeling confident enough to send another skink in to help aid this Saurus in a fight. Yep, follow. Okay. As you can see, all that armor is really paying off right now. What I'm going to do is I'm going to actually sort of inch my way forward here. So I'll push this character here. Uaz. We'll get this one here. Blitz with this Saurus over here to try and basically just do some damage. I want to get access to his skinks. So I'm going to try and send a Saurus, but basically to go kick around his skinks. It's not ideal, but while the Crocs is distracted... Okay, it's good. That's going about as well as I intended. Now comes the fun part. I don't really want to go for another pick up on the ball just yet. But I'm kind of relying on my Croxagore to land a hit. Which he does. So that's good. Stay, Crocs. Doesn't even dent the armor. Oh well, that's okay. Okay, now this might be where it gets a little bit optimistic, but... I basically want to spread out his Saurus as much as I possibly can. Come on, pick it up. Nah, I'm not re-rolling it. He's still got no one who's there access to. Okay, this is my issue right now with skinks. A lot of people... I did hear someone say that actually Blood Bowl 2 was a lot more inclined to 6s and 1s. I haven't personally found that, but it perhaps is just something after you play enough Blood Bowl, you see every situation. So let's see how he's going to react. I mean, I don't feel threatened on the ball because of the skinks all sitting at the back here. So, and as soon as he moves them, I can start using that reroll to get the ball picked up. But I've only got 2 rerolls. I don't want to expend them trying to pick up the ball. Especially when, as you can see, skinks aren't particularly useful at it anyway. I am slightly concerned by this guy sitting here, but what are you going to do? Let's see what he does. He's clearly using quite a bit of thinking time. I do want to just make sure that basically all my hits count. Here we go. This is going to be nasty if any of my skinks start getting injured here. I have to say, if there's one thing I like about the new Blood Bowl, it is that they've added in an element of scare. So every time that animation goes, I get terrified. So let's see what happens. It may be a case of this game may be decided by whoever's Croc goes bonehead first, to be honest. I'd love to say I could outplay him, but I'm not the Blood Bowl player I used to be. Hopefully we'll get back into the swing of things, though. Yeah, so pitch is pretty nice. We'll just see what happens. He's got some skinks now moving into more dangerous positions. As you can see, this one's based on this skink's movement. Yeah, he's just about in range if he really wanted to run at it, so I don't want to give him too much more room. He's taking his quite a lot of time, though, to decide what he's doing, and I do feel like he's not bashing me nearly as much as perhaps he should be trying to. The Crocs, I would have thrown a block at Tlatek, whatever that name is, by now, if I were him, just because that's a free shot on a skink with a Mighty Blow character. And if this sort of thing happens, perfect. No rerolls for him. He might even just accept that one. If he doesn't, all the better for me. Okay, looks like he's going to take that one on teeth. He's stunned, but that's okay, considering the situation. Having him spend a turnover, basically take a turnover, that's fine by me. Don't mind at all. Okay. Gives us... Now I do want to get this guy up, but I want... Perhaps then now is the time. Come on, reroll. No, really? Yep, I'm going to have to use a reroll for this. Nice. Okay, thank you. That was nearly concerning, and I didn't like it. But we can actually start moving up the field now, so I just need to make sure all my sides are covered. So let's... If I land a fumble here or a turnover, that's not very good, but for the moment we're looking okay. Okay, who can I be moving about to help out with this situation? I mean, the position is relatively strong as long as I take out. So let's get this guy up. That's the first action. He doesn't need to do anything, he just needs to stand there. I'm having a good think about this. Okay, I'm going to go for the bold choice. It's probably a dangerous choice, but whatever. Okay, it pays off. Stay where you are. Nice, and that's a stunned one, so that's good for me. Now I can move this lad up to the front. This one across to the side. No, we need to cover this side, so that's fine, we'll go there. Oh, nice. Another good stun. I've got 26 seconds to decide what else I'm doing here. I do want to make sure I'm not attacked from there, but there's not much I can do about it if he tries to, so... Don't want to go for it, but I do want to dodge, and Stunty pays off. And Stunty pays off. Nice. Okay, we've got a safe box. I mean, it cost us a reroll, which I think is a shame. I'm going to go for a hit. That's fine. I don't really need to completely dominate one side or the other. Okay, so things are looking pretty good. I mean, it's a relatively safe position. I don't expect him to be able to come out of this and at least to sack the ball carrier there. I'm probably playing a bit quicker than one should. But as I said, I don't want to be staying and fighting this guy forever. He's got a big team and I don't want them to start punishing me for it. Right now, I think I'm trading quite nicely. Maybe that's a bit of luck. Maybe it's also a little bit of positioning. But I'm hoping my lizards can come through and really deal the damage. In an ideal situation, what I want here is I want this Crocs out and about, moving towards his skinks. Try and get him a man down. It would be really nice if I could. Let's see what he's going to do, though. Because, I mean, there's a good chance what he could do is just move a skink. Well, he doesn't want to move a skink, because that will help me. But move a Saurus, for example, here, and that's a good position. Doesn't give him a particularly great block here, but he can pull in a skink to support. So that's locked up my Crocs a bit. I might have to think about playing this quite flexibly in the end. But we'll see what he does. He is coming to recover this side. The other option is I just charge through this centre point here. Go towards the other side. Basically just keep him on his toes. Now his Croc score is quite nicely fixed in place. He's not really in the centre of things, whereas mine's got access to the centre of things. So that's good. He hasn't moved anyone to support in this block yet, so we have hope for this side, which would be good. But really don't want to be trying to pick or pass the ball again. Nice, very nice for me. He hasn't managed to do anything there. I could even actually go for a little bit of a tap on his Croc, see if I can stun him. If that happens, I can lock him down with a simple skin can be out there, which would be quite nice. Or a Saurus. It's a good trade-off. Okay, yeah, you can't do that. Interesting to see what he is thinking, though. He's going for one-die blocks. That's risky because he could have brought a skink in to support, but far be it from me to judge. That does not help that he's stunned, though. That will help, though, if he accepts that. And he does. That helps a lot, actually. So, that's good. Right. Let's go with then. So what we'll do is we'll pull in this guy just to get in and support a block on his Crocs ability. I mean, a man can dream that he'd injure the Crocs. He certainly gets a knockdown, though, which is fantastic. There's a Crocs down. That means I now have a little bit of room to play with. Now, I don't need to be able to get very far into this area. I just need to get there. So, let's have a look what we can do. Okay, so you can move there. I don't want to... Okay, so what we'll do is we'll blitz. And follow. And pass through and try and get to the other side. Keep this guy back as a nice little corner piece. Actually, it might not be the best way to do it, just because I think I've actually got to make a go for it roll. I do. That's not so good. Well done. Not very well played by me on that, but that's okay. We'll make up for it. I think I can risk one go for it roll as long as I score this turn. I mean, the other option, I don't actually need to do a go for it. I could just make a nice little box. I don't really have a way to fight out of it if he brings people over, so that's why you always check where you're going first. Okay, we've got a reroll in the bag. Try and use it. He makes it. Good skinks. Okay. I really am getting a little bit too ballsy for my liking, but let's do it.
We're building a cage around the ball. Solid top.
Okay, that's a cage. I mean, it's looking good. They're in the right position. It will be tough going against a team that's got 2 rerolls as opposed to 1, but what are you going to do? Then the only thing left to do is to just block up these, just make it a little bit more difficult for my opponent to move his Saurus around. Come on, Crocs. Yes! Good Croxagore. Well done. That is a lifesaver. Okay. Well done, and a good start for the Croxagores. I do love them. They are fantastic as characters go on the field. So that injury makes the game a little bit easier already. I'd have been happy if I came off with a skink injured in the first play, let alone a Saurus warrior injured. That Croxagore, he did his job. He did his job. But that frees up. I mean, look at how many of his players are on the ground. He's not in a great position to defend this. And I don't think he's going to be in a fantastic position to attack this. It's going to be my 5th turn, so I would give him 5 turns. If I can delay a little bit, it might be best for me, just so I'm not defending too much. But really, I'm just hoping I can get this Croxagore into the fight and the rest of them. What a legend. Crockett Car. Okay. Let's hope you keep living up to that standard. It's a good debut when you injure a Saurus warrior. But it does go to show in these early points where you only have 1,000 team value, it's so key to play your mighty blow characters, to play your big guys right. You don't want them to be lying on the ground like this. They're no good to you there, and honestly, they cost, I can't remember, 110, 120? 120 team value just sitting on the ground wasted. Anyway, that's good news for me. I'm very happy with that situation. He is going to try and address the box. Fine. I think that's pretty much standard. What I'm going to try and do is try and get the Croxagore in if I can. He'd have to make some mistake with this guy, which would be near impossible. But eventually get the Croxagore in, get the Saurus warriors in and attacking these skinks. I still don't have that much of a numbers advantage over here. I mean, if you look, he's got 3 characters down there, but I've got 3 characters also locked down there, 2 of which are my Saurus warriors. So it's not bad for me, don't get me wrong, but it's still not perfect that I'm in this situation. He is going to try and blitz the corner of the box. Good move. And he does actually get a knockdown. It's going to be War of the Skinks on the end of the pitch. Luckily for me, skinks are quite quick on their feet and will move around adequately. So we can just clear that and move over to the other side. Perhaps under the protection where there's a few more Saurus warriors. Should be good. Okay, and he's managed to get these guys up. So, yeah, good for him. I've still got the Saurus warrior free. Oh, that's disappointing. The Croxagore got smacked back. It's the way it pauses over that hit. It's very upsetting to watch. Okay, first of all, I'm not going to use the Crocs for anything other than just getting up. He's holding off 2 Saurus there. We're now even on Saurus, essentially, after that. I'm a little bit up, if you really think about it, because I can bring this guy in. So, first things first, how am I going to do this? Do I clear the way with this guy? Do I blitz here? Yeah, I'll clear it. Oh, I just realised this is the problem. I thought mine was on the corner for some reason. That doesn't make any sense. That could have been a very bad situation for me there. Don't ever do that. Right. Okay, let's blitz with you. Get them back for what they did to you. Stay. I am glad I did not mess up that block there with that Saurus. That was a stupid move. Right, okay. Anyway, get back into position. Just make sure and get... I need to just make sure that my Sauruses are doing their job, essentially. So I'll just push him up and block up there. Okay. So if I move you here, you'll be fine. Okay. I can move this guy here. This guy here. Make sure time's still going, but I'm fine. This guy here, and we've got the box on the other side now. Now, do I want to charge up into that Crocs? Not really, so I'm just going to make a risky play here. Go for the dodge and the stunty. Stunty helps in those situations. Okay, there's nothing else I want to do. I just want to stand this guy and make sure he doesn't get injured. So we'll end the turn there. It's now his turn 5. I think I can end the next turn and be confident he won't score back at me. Yeah, this guy's playing... He's made a couple of risks, but perhaps they're errors like I've made. But it's a tough game because it's the starting point, and lizard men are already so much at the mercy of luck. It's really just until you get some skills, it's basically on who Nuffle favours. Once you get block on your Saurus, once you get your Skinks, actually, the problem with me is I always seem to level Skinks so much faster because they score the touchdowns, and the Saurus don't level fast because they don't start off with anything like Mighty Blow. They're good at holding a line, but they just won't get much SPP. I'm not feeling confident enough to try and hand off the ball to the Saurus to get anything done. But let's just see what happens. I mean, I think best case scenario, he can jump in and probably knock off the corner. Maybe even with the stunty stat, actually just go for the assault, but I don't know how well that works. I can't see it working out particularly well for him. Even if I drop the ball, as I said, I've got so much of his characters and his strong players in this behind me. I'm sort of in a safe place-ish. And yeah, I'd just really like to get some injuries in on these Skinks. If I can make it 9 versus 11 before the end of the half, that would be ideal. But let's see what happens. Nothing else to do but wait. He is going for a screening tactic. Now, that could work for me. He's already a player down on the field. And I've got the ball. I could go for just punching him a little bit while this Saurus out of position. Doesn't necessarily make no sense to me. He might even try and re-roll this just to try and put some pressure on me. He does, and he managed to get hit, so perhaps it was worth it. Especially if he can get some sort of injury or knockout, that would definitely be worth it. But no such luck. The player will be up next turn. It looks like this game may well be defined by... Please, don't follow. Don't follow. Let me get access to all your lovely Skinks. Yes! Good boy. Well done. Well done. Because I can just keep switching up from side to side. I've got enough Skinks. I've got enough manpower up there. If I need to, I can bring whatever next to it. I mean, this guy, for example, is now just going to be 2-die blocked on the next one. So we'll just keep moving this guy, these characters into a safe place. I will try and Clear it with the Crocs go, though. Could be a really bad idea if he rolls a terrible, but he'd have to roll... Oh, don't tell me the stats, because otherwise it's going to happen, isn't it? Okay. So let's just keep him in tabs. As I said, I want to get up and close and personal with... Please don't mess up now. That's fine. It basically does what I want to do. I've got the Croxagore in a nice position. So let's have a look at my options now. I can... Okay, let's get the skink box moving forward. He's very close to the line. I don't want to waste... No? Alright. Okay. Just have to be careful about what I'm doing here. But I think that's fine. It's probably a bit of a risk take, but he has used a reroll now. So. Okay, if they do mess up a dodge like this, that's bad news for him. And he's KO'd. Okay, that's fine. He's I mean, he can pull away some skinks and try and go for a 2-die block, but there's still a good chance the skink will survive. That's not fantastic luck on that moving in the box, but it is what it is. I'm just having a look. Where's his other units? Yeah, so he's got 4 skinks. I wouldn't try and move these guys. That one, they're protected by prehensile tail, so I'd just go for the blitz now, and we'll see what happens. I've still got a reroll in the bag if I need to try to do anything desperate. I kind of hope he does try to go for this, because every skink he moves here, prehensile tail is going to make it a little bit harder. 1 in 4 chance of them failing a dodge rather than 1 in 9. Good results for me on that one. I didn't think about this guy here. Maybe in some slight trouble. Okay, he could go for it twice. Ah, he's pushed him there. That's fine. That would have given him a 3-die block. Probably quite useful to do that, but luckily that skink comes off relatively unharmed. So yeah, it's going to be a skink on skink fight, and especially if he's going to do that, it's going to be a 1-die block for some reason. He gets lucky on it though, so let's hope the ball lands in a relatively favourable position and I can just recover it. And another KO does not help me in that situation. Right, I'm looking pretty desperate, so I need to try and get that ball. Okay. So this isn't looking so good for me right now. It's gone from what was going very well to a bit rubbish. But let's see what he does. He's got some movement with his character. I don't feel like anywhere he moves is going to be particularly safe. I've still got a couple of skinks around. He can't move any Saurus to support. I do, however, really badly want to finish this game now. He's gone for some of that, so that's intriguing because I can break the box with my Croxagore quite gladly. Unless, of course, he dodges it out, but that will hurt. And okay, that gives me a nice opportunity to basically do the deed. Question is, do I do it with my Croxagore, who is not guaranteed to succeed, could fail some cases, but is free. I think I have to go for it with the Crocs. It's probably the best way to do it. Okay. He does survive to my irritation. So I just need to keep swamping him and forcing him to act, basically. irritating because I should have scored this one, but hey, what are you going to do? Let's get you involved.
This could be fun, especially if the ball holder goes down.
You won't be able to score, that's the good news. So, to be honest, I just have to go full pelt and try and knock him down. Unless, of course, that happens, in which case, not so good. Unfortunate, but does happen. Let's see what he does. He may try and dodge out. If he does, he's probably going to be okay, but I'm still going to come out of this with an injured player on his side. I might have a couple of knockouts, but worst case scenario, it'll be 10 versus 10, and he'll be down as Saurus, and I'll be down as Skink, so I can live with that. Worst case scenario, if he starts escaping, I will just try and wail on the rest of his team. Get as much damage as I can done. Go on, hit the both down. And that's what you get for trying to be cocky and try and finish the game. Try and elongate what should be a scored touchdown. He still probably needs to bring players back just to stop me from scoring, because he's still in a dangerous position. His one reroll is a pain. Is he going to try and blitz out? It's possible, I guess. There you go. Okay, that's not going to do much. Doesn't really improve his situation. In fact, it kind of makes it worse. It doesn't give him anywhere to get out of. In fact, especially if he follows up like that, doesn't give him anywhere to get out. I suppose he could still do that, yeah. Oh, unlucky, but that's okay. We can follow him up, try and blitz him down. He still doesn't really have any support to bring. I suppose he could bring this guy down, but if I can get a good knockdown and a pickup, I can still score. I've got to do it in this turn, though, so I've got my reroll. However, if he does that, that does make it problematic. Do I have any spare skinks just sitting down? Okay, we might have to see some skink play here. Right. Not so good, but hey. Especially if he's stunned, that doesn't really help me out. Okay. Right, let's see what we can do. It's actually going to be really tough to blitz with this guy and then... You know what? It may be best to just try and do this. No, that's not going to work. No, it's not going to work. Okay. So, first step, get this guy going here. Okay, this is not so good as a starting point. Especially if you roll double ones. Okay, well that's the end of that play then. Snake Eyes there, but I mean, as I said, I'm still coming out with an injured player on his side. He may be able to get an injury on me, but we'll see how it goes. Everything to play for in the second half by the looks of it. I guess I didn't consider that he might be able to score with a Crocs, but he's not quite close enough. Plan was to bring this guy in, go for the blitz here, get the ball off him, and yeah, didn't quite work out. It's another KO. That's going to be nasty, actually. Yeah, there's a good chance I'm going to be starting a little bit on the low side. Let's hope we get at least... It'd be nice to get 3 KOs up, but that's probably asking. 2 KOs up would be nice. Cursing myself not for scoring now when I had the chance. Oh well. Play the low scoring game. That's it. Bully the poor kid. Doesn't need that. He might just go for the both down. I was thinking he might, but I guess he could go. Nah, he doesn't really have anyone to follow up with. And this may well be the end of it. He might catch it though. No. Skinks are useless at holding the ball. I don't know. It seems like they're awful in this game, more so than normal. Okay. So have a look. Well, one of his is still injured, and one of mine is up. So yeah, it's going to be a 10 on 10. Bit of an uphill struggle is what we're going to have, but I always felt stronger on the defense when I was playing Blood Bowl anyway, so. I'm actually going to move this guy out here. He doesn't need to be there. I'll keep the Crocs. And this guy in a central position. Whereas these guys can go in the wings. So we are down to 10 men, but so is he, as far as I can tell. Yep. That's us set up. Right, here is hoping that we can push on through. It's my 5 Skinks versus his 5 Saurus. It'd be very boring if my first returning game to Blood Bowl was a 0-0 draw, wouldn't it? I'll do my best not to finish with a 0-0 draw. No promises. Really depends on how my opponent plays. He's swapping around his Saurus, but I have no idea why, unless he's intending to score with one of them. They're all equal. Francois, Hollande, Barnabas, Sibudul. These don't seem... Barack Obama doesn't seem like the generic name you'd give a lizard man.
Has to be scoring my first touchdown, Jim. You see, I just ripped the head off this kid who gives me some lip and changing rules before the game, just for fun.
But this is the thing, his Skinks are very far back. I mean, that's not necessarily a bad thing, but it does mean that I should be able to push an advantage on the front of basically having more assists, knocking them down more, and basically making more room. The idea with lizards is really to try and divide and okay, this is a really bizarre one. Okay, right, that sort of makes some more sense. He still doesn't have an assist here, which he could get naturally, but that's very bizarre. Okay, there may be some logic behind this. The good news is that when you're on the offense, or when he's on the offense, he's going to basically be a player down. I'm going to try and play this very close. Oh, that's not bad. I'm going to actually put one of my skinks up against the Saurus. It's probably not a good idea, but it will make me feel better to have a Saurus that's actually able to get on the assault. And you know what? He's been man of the match so far. Let's get that Croc score on the wide side as well. He's a little bit off centre, but it'll do the job. Now let's see how he approaches this, because he has to pull in more reinforcements to the front to basically win it. He might start off with his Saurus here, which is probably a good decision. Hope I don't end up regretting putting that skink there. Yeah, it looks like he's going to box up. That's fine. I mean, that does give me a bit more flexibility around how I deploy my men to try and basically open up the box and prise it open. Another injury wouldn't go amiss. Another few knockouts. Basically, just get into the thick of it. Try and cause some havoc.
Is that a fact?
Yeah, you're probably not going to be able to do that. Keep on pushing through. Yeah, he's boxing up. That's fine. That makes a lot of sense. You should box up in this situation. It's the only reason I didn't box up earlier in the first half was very much because I had the opportunity. He didn't have his skinks in a threatening position. I just wasn't scared any of his Saurus were going to sort of run and score or run and grab the ball, as it were. Nothing was going to break away, so that was my feeling. That's why I deployed as I did. I've got a lot of Warhammer games now. I've got Warhammer Vermintide, I've got Blood Bowl, I've got Warhammer Total War. So yeah, it's going pretty well. Let's see what happens. I think that's a push, was it? I missed that. Yeah, no, it's a push. Thank God for dodge. So what I really want to do is just mark up his Saurus players with my skinks and keep them out of the game, essentially. Yes! Fantastic start. Does he waste a reroll? Nope. Yes, he does, and it's a loner. Fantastic. Okay, you could not ask for a better start. Good. That was good. Right. That puts my faith in this game a little bit more. Good. Right, okay. Let's start rolling down his line. There's no need to be silly about this. Nice. Okay, let's open up a little bit of a gap. Probably shouldn't have followed, actually. That's my one regret on that. But I can make it count. Yeah, there we go. This is very nice. Stay. Cool. Right, what I want to do is I want to be positioning my crocs right up in the centre. So basically, here. We can not only go for a little bit of an assault there, so let's just make sure that I'm basically engaging all his players as you would want them to be engaged. For example, you can go there. There's no dodges you need to make, and you can keep those guys occupied. It's a very good start for me. I just need to take advantage of it. This guy can actually get right up into the front here. Actually, now let's try and clear a path. We'll keep one skink distracting this Saurus. The longer those Sauruses are distracted, the better it is for me. No bonehead, thank God. Okay, he's on the aggression. And he lands a hit. What a player. Probably should be pushing it away from the ball, but... no injury. Not even a stun. That's unfortunate. But that's fine. So what we'll do is we'll get up nice and close and personal on that ball. I want to... Where do I want to go? Okay, I'll go here. This is a nice starting position, to say the least. He does have 2 skinks on the ball, though, so I don't want to do anything more than try and screen it for now. Yeah, I think that's fine. That's a good start. If I think I was telling you I wanted to get into the thick of it, well, my Croxagore is in the thick of it. So, let's have a look and see what he does. It's going to make picking up that ball very hard for him, especially since most of his Saurus are actually very much out of this fight. He's not going to be able to push that guy away easily. He's going to have to commit a lot to try and get this guy to move off. You'd have to move, for example, another skink here to push him here. It's a lot of player investment trying to move one Saurus when there's a skink and a Croxagore on top of the ball as well. I have to say, if I do get the ball, I am going to score quick this time because I've got players who are knocked out that want to be back up on their feet. And if he rolls things like this, that's fine. Oh, it's unlucky for him because that's not really... That's a safe block that I'm not sure he wants to re-roll. Yeah, that was tough on him. Feel very bad. But it happens. It's Blood Bowl. Cool, that's a good start. Less useful, but that's fine. We can deal with it. Does mean my Crocs is not going to be in the thick of it as such, or right on top of the ball where I'd like him to be. But that's okay. So we'll move this guy here, clear up some space for a Saurus to make a blitz, and we'll try and pick up the ball.
Come on, guys. Together.
So here comes my Saurus. Oh, Jesus, did I just dodge? Oh, Jesus, I just dodged. Okay, well, I was extremely lucky there, and it cost me a reroll because I didn't make the go for it. That was very, very stupid of me, and I just made a Saurus dodge. Oh, God, I'm feeling awful now. Poor guy. That was not, I think, he wasn't expecting that. Okay. I feel very cruel. I just managed to dodge a Saurus when blitzing. This is what I mean. When you're rusty with Blood Bowl, it shows. And it certainly is showing now. Let's just get in position for a pickup. We're in a sort of box anyway, so it doesn't... Cheeky, okay. Actually, really cheeky. You know what? He's fine there. Okay, this is not how you play Blood Bowl. You don't fluke it and win through flukes. That's not... It's not a good idea. Can't believe I just got the Saurus to dodge. First game back, first commentary, and I'm making really rookie errors. Sorry about that. As hopefully more of these come, I'll become a little bit more proficient and remember that actually you cannot dodge Saurus and you should not be making these moves. So yeah. Yeah, that's pretty much what's going on. Let's see what he's up to. Okay, so... Yeah, he might try and go for the dodge as well. Oh, that 5+ dodge was cheeky. Oh, his Croxagore is called Kim Jong-un. Right. I'm feeling relatively confident as long as I can just get stuck in again. I mean, honestly, and If this ball player is still free, he'll probably be able to score shortly.
Well, they had to retreat a little.
Okay, so he managed to dodge into that, which is very nice. If he goes for this, it's even a little bit more ballsy than it was before. Hey, if I can do it, this skink can do it. Or rather, if my sours can do it, this skink can do it. So let's see what happens. Ah, there you go. It's not quite enough though. He could re-roll to try and knock it out of my hands. And he does so, but to no better effect. So I'm happy to take that. He's now down a re-roll and I should be able to basically make an impression. He pushes me either way. I'm feeling in a relatively comfortable position. Okay, well, that's fine. You push him there. You do you. Oh, nice. Actually, that was a good hit by him. Oh, it was on one of my sours. So let's have a think about what we do. I think he missed a chance to actually hit my... oh no, maybe he didn't. Okay, let's have a look. My turn. So, how are we going to address this? Well, first things first. Yeah. I'm sure there's a really clever way of doing this. I just haven't thought of it yet. Okay. Let's not go clever. Let's just go simple. Well, this looks almost clever. So we're going to go for a chain push here. I'm going to do something really stupid that I shouldn't do. Have the reroll, but I should probably be using it for other things. But it pays off. Come on. No such luck. Oh well, you can't get too lucky. Let's dodge. Yes, okay, thank the... Right, cool, we're out. Thank you, Knuckle. Oh, no, we're not. Not quite. Got one going for it, but I've got to re-roll it. Nice, okay. It's not a goalless 0-0 draw, which is a good start. And I finish up there with 1-0. I just got to defend against his team. So let's see what they've got coming up. It'll be interesting to see. We've got one dead and injured. Well, looks like I'm still going to keep two knocked out. So it is even numbers going into the final defense, but that's fine. Ceremonial safety. That's not half bad. Yeah, I'll go with ceremonial safety. That looks alright. Right, I do have a re-roll. He is on the advance, but I'm at least, hopefully, going to have not the biggest disaster of a game playing off for the start. A little bit of SPP going a certain way. We'll see how the rest of it goes. He needs to play more aggressive, though. He cannot box up far back in the field, because I will be able to just basically screen him off and stop him from actually making any sort of proper advance on me. But he seems to recognise that. He's not going for that tactic anymore. He does, however, need to have a line of scrimmage that can actually hurt me. If he just goes for one die blocks with a 0 rerolls, he's going to struggle a bit. But the good news is, I mean, skinks are bad at picking up the ball. Perhaps his skinks will not manage to get to the ball. I just got to play this very safe. And so, I mean, the first step to playing it safe is do not give them an opportunity to... There it goes. That's unfortunate. Actually, no. Again, I don't want that. I want sheer aggression coming out of my team.
That there are all scaling beliefs. The teams are backed by the powerful greater clan Sky and so on.
You lost me. Don't talk to me.
This is unfortunate for him, though. It really is. Oh yeah, it's not gonna work. Alrighty, that should be fine. Let's see how he reacts to that. I have put a skink up against his Croxagore again, which is probably a very bad idea, actually. I'm not sure why I did that. I don't think I meant to. Problem is with the new system, it's not quite as simple as just click, click, click. It tends to be a little bit... There's probably a setting I haven't seen, though. Now, this game is open for play. He does have a chance to bring it back. Could even win if he scores very quickly. Absolutely pummels me on the way down. But as long as I play a relatively good screening game, get on top of that box early, and just really make sure I just don't let it move, I should be fine. Skinks aren't bad for making boxes. They're not good because they're not good. But they don't exactly die quick. You do have the dodge ability naturally with them, so I think it's sometimes seen as perhaps... I feel like skinks have always been underrated in Blood Bowl. They're amazing. What you don't want, though, is a large amount of skinks in the team, just with things like sidestep, and 1 or 2 is fantastic, or even on a leveled one, but they start being such a bloat to your team value that it's a problem. Okay, that's about as what I expected. Let's see where he puts me. Clever place would be in this spot. Yep, okay, good. But to be honest, as soon as he gets me... I'm just happy if he's distracting himself with the skinks, frankly. It means I can actually break through and start coming into these areas and doing the damage I need to do. Yeah, he's managed to pick up the ball. It's better than I had at the start. I can't exactly argue that his luck has been good. Why has... Okay, so that's Sarasically going to just go for some skinks. It's this guy I'm worried about mostly. What I want to do is basically come in again and try and knock on the front door. Okay, there we go. So dodge comes into play, and I wasn't completely unjustified. Oh. Is he going to stay? No, he's going to follow. Okay. Fine by me. That puts more distance between his crocs and the actual box where it's all forming up. So my strategy is really going to break through this box and come in and hit hard with the Croxagore again. Especially if something like that happens, it's just going to make things a nice little bit easier. Now I don't even need to knock this guy down. So let's get moving then. Looks like he's made me... Right, I'm not dodging, I'm not dodging. Okay, good. Best thing you can do is dodge here. Right. Get up close and personal. Let's just make some safe blocks first, though. I don't want him just running off, as it were. Dominating my team without me actually... In fact, this might not be a... bad idea to try and knock another Saurus off. Oh, I'm not sure I can resist a chance like that. But I kind of have to. I can knock him off at a later time. Especially if those two are mashed up. So let's... I'm actually going to go for this. Just to try and basically force him away from this side.
One managed to lay out an opponent of half his strength.
Okay, I think I'm feeling relatively happy about that. Perhaps what I'll do is I will just move this Saurus into contact there. Get this guy out. But no, I'm pretty happy with that. We're threatening to take off this guy if he doesn't do anything, which I can just lend a skink. Basically, I pulled this guy back so he can just run here and help with this assist. Get rid of an extra Saurus is quite tempting. His best bet is probably to sprint this way, but I did purposefully move my Crocs in that direction so the skinks would have a hard time dodging easily that way. I could be proven wrong, but I do have the skinks as well in reserve and the players to pull back if need be. See what he decides to do. Turn 13. Ha ha ha. Going for a push actually on my Crocs, so that's not a bad idea. If I was going to do that, I probably with 0 rerolls I probably would have brought at least an assist in, but it will work. It doesn't really do perhaps what he wants, though I'm not sure what he wants because it's still pushing me towards this side. As long as the Crocs are still there, if he goes for a 1-die block here, it's just not going to help him. I know he wants to, and I can understand why, but you need to make your safe blocks first, otherwise stuff like that happens. And he's got no rerolls to do anything about it. Okay, this is where we try and push for 2-0 and secure this game. But so what we'll do is we'll start off with that. This should basically push the skink into one direction, which is a Croxicore, which is a nasty place to be. But we also give a second block here, so I'm not really killing him though, so okay, let's just make sure I don't have any other safe blocks to make. I'm actually quite happy leaving that guy there. It's unfortunate that none of those landed, but we'll live with it. I guess the only thing to really think perhaps is a good idea is to bring this player around the back. Now I don't want this Saurus released up, so what we'll do is move this skink here and this skink here. This should force at least some extra dodges towards the Crocs, which is fine by me. Job done. Move to turn 14. I just have to be very careful. I don't have a reserve right now that's watching my back. If he does make a sporadic break for it, I'm not sure I can catch him. Might actually be his best bet, so just try and make a break this direction. I could probably do something about it in all honesty. But we'll see what happens. Because, I mean, this Crocs is in a perfect position. He's got a prehensile tail on all 3 of them while threatening the ball carrier. I want him to try and make that dodge. I sort of do, but it could also mean the loss of me if he gets lucky, and he's probably due some luck. Let's see what happens. But yeah, I do love Croxicores for this reason, and Rat Ogres as well, but Croxicores they're just so goddamn badass. They just stand there, being a boss. Okay, right, yeah, I think he might be trying to make a move this direction, so let's see how it goes. Oh! Badly hurt. Not a problem. A bit of an issue right now, just because he was part of the guarding force there, but we'll see what happens in the end. He's got a couple of good hits, and it does put me a man down, which is a slight concern. This is the risk of putting your skinks in dangerous positions. They're expendable, and if you want anything to be injured, you want it to be a skink, but you still need to be aware that if you're going to put them in dangerous positions, they will get hurt, and it will be upsetting. Maybe upsetting. Well, let's see what his ball carrier does. If all his skinks stay behind here after this turn, then we might just be okay. Going for a push. Fair enough. He's actually released up one of his ball carriers by doing that, which is quite well played. It looks like he's gonna try and do something here, but it's not gonna. I mean, it gets him actually a little bit of space, but not excessive amounts. He'll still be running into tackle zones, which is fine. But, yeah. Actually, no, he can run backwards now. I guess that's something. As I said, I am slightly concerned if he does make it there. But if that thing happened, it was a risk. And it's an injury as well. Shame it doesn't go to Croxy, but that's alright. It does give me what I need, which is another player back. So that's good. Alright, first step here is going to be making sure that ball stays with me and no one else. I need an assist, but I don't know where to pick it up. You can stand up, you don't need to do anything other than that. Don't really... Okay, I'm going to do something really stupid, but before I do it, I'm going to move a reserve player back just to make sure I'm not basically leaving myself open. Try and clean up this area a bit. Croxgore just loves being in those skinks. Can't hit him, but he loves them. Get this Saurus out of the way. I don't want him here. Follow him if you must, I don't care. Probably should have kept the Crocs there actually, but whatever. No, not there. Let's try and get rid of this Saurus here before we take the ball. There you go. Stay. Alright, and move up. Try and shield that ball as best I can to make sure that it's not going to get taken by anyone other than my skinks.
Loose ball is a dangerous one. The player needs to secure it.
Okay, and get this skink here to pick up the ball. Nice, okay. That went a little bit smoother than I was expecting. Okay, perfect. So the skink's in a relatively good position. Perhaps I would have been better at moving that, but whatever. I have the ball. It's going to take him time to get the ball off me. If I can just, as long as I don't do anything really stupid, we'll be fine. I would quite like to get, if I can, I'd quite like to see one of my players actually take the ball. One of my Saurus or my Croxagore, but I think that's a bit of an ask. You basically need to roll a 6 on the handover, and it's tough, unless you're sure that you're not going to mess up. It's kind of worth it, though, because picking up too many skinks with bloat is just difficult, and it makes problems. So let's see what happens. I might try and pass it off to a Saurus just because I don't want to have a bloater skinks, and it's called basically managing the team from the start. He might try and go for a push and start beating on me. I'm almost happy if he does that. It means he's not focusing on winning anymore, and I can just get my players into the right place. Yeah, he's not. Okay, so that means I'm basically going to be okay. If I lose Glatzek, fine. Glatz. It's got a silly name anyway. But yeah, let's see what happens. He is injured. So it is irritating, but let's see what injury he comes out with. Badly hurt. Meh. Couldn't care less. Okay, a Blood Bowl game without a few skinks badly hurt is a bad Blood Bowl game. 2 more turns to go. In fact, he's got a last turn. He's got no way of scoring unless he gets the ball off me and starts running upfield right now. So with the blitz gone, he's not doing that. So my task is to watch as he trips over that, and I'm going to get a Saurus to score. And that's going to sound really stupid, and it is really stupid. Something you should not try to do. But alas, I'm going to try and do it. You can't score anyway. And honestly, you need all the levels you can get on. Okay, don't do that. That was really stupid. It's not quite as clear, I find, this interface, as it was in past Blood Bowl games. Let's get another injury before we're finished up here, Croxy, shall we? Yeah, it's a KO. It'll count. It doesn't really get you any SPP, unfortunately, but... And just in case we manage to actually land another hit or another injury, let's get these guys wailing in as well. Okay. And then the only thing left to do... He's got a 33% catch, so that's really 66% when you take into account the reroll. Okay, fine. This is why you don't try and get a Saurus to score. It is really valuable though, and honestly, I know it sounds really lame that I'd rather win 1-0 and not have. I'd rather win 1-0 and not have TV bloat, but it's just such a problem for Lizardmen. You're constantly cutting and changing, and it just loses you cash in the end if you're constantly buying new skinks because you have to retire them every time they've got a level 3-4. Because skinks, it's not like you can set a dedicated ball carry easily. With the way with skinks work, they tend not to be fantastic at carrying the ball for long periods of time. You're really just making sure that they're there ready to slip and slide out. To basically get in and... So basically just get to the blind however you can. And quite often the skink that starts off with the ball is not going to be the one that ends up with the ball. It's going to be a scuffle. Might be different when you get to sort of agility 4 skinks, but until you get that, until you get sure hands, there's no way you're going to know what your skinks are going to be doing. He's stamping on my players. It's a bit mean. But hey, what are you going to do? So, what are we going to do? We're going to go for 33% pickup and a run. Yes! He does it. We have the scorer. And that's it. That's game GG. Well done, Saurus. Equal goal scorer. At this stage, it tends to be about farming. So let's just say GG. It's 2-0. We win. So let's just go have a look at the stats on them. Oh, I didn't even get to say GG. Okay. You get a 5. That's fine. Some fan factor. Okay, cool. And that's what it looks like. So let's have a look. Man, the match was a skink. Wonderful. That's not what we needed. So there will be no level up for this, but I hope you enjoyed it. I hope this is a sort of a homage back to what I have been doing. I'll keep you posted. I'll try to post as much as these. Unfortunately, Blood Bowl games, they just take that much longer to make, whereas Warhammer, Total War and other games perhaps don't take as long. So I'll try to keep you posted. But until next time, stay safe and I shall see you soon.